What do you do? Is it like is this like a profile? What is it? What do you see it as being?
I hear my angels singing.
Well, my name is Paul H.O., and H.O. stands for Hasegawa Overacker, which is Japanese and Dutch. Born in Oakland, California. So I'm originally from California, but I've been in New York for 24 years. But I'm in the process of making a movie that is ostensibly covering something that kind of happened in my life within the last 13 years. And then eventually as an artist here in New York, which I originally came to New York to make my mark, basically, in the New York art world, and with every intention of becoming a big-time artist, which I did not, by the way, become. Man, my childhood was fucking ruthless in a lot of ways. My first 8 years, I grew up in a black neighborhood where I got the crap kicked out of me a lot. And then we moved to an all-white neighborhood where I became like the local Jap or chink, and then I fared a lot better there. It wasn't nearly as tough. Those guys weren't as tough. And my father is from a long line of maniacs and alcoholics, you know, and so, you know, life with that dude was tough, you know. They were just rough people around me all the time. You know, I think they just did the best they could. They just did not know what the fuck they were doing, that's all. I mean, they came from generations of people who didn't know what the fuck was going on. They just, I don't know. Cindy Sherman, in the late 70s, when she was still going to Buffalo State, she started developing a series of photographically based works that were called film stills. I mean, they got called film stills. She never had names for them. She's had a career of producing artwork that has never once been titled. It's just, they just have numbers. I've gone out with hotties before, and she was just another one of them to me. I mean, she was brilliant and a recognized genius and all that, but to me, she was just another really cute woman who happened to be a very well-known, respected artist. I mean, that carried some weight with it. Of course, it, you know, I just wore that. I was proud of that. Are you kidding? I'm like, yeah, I'm going out. Well, Roger, I was in high school, and I was really looking for something that would get me the good girls, and I could not play the guitar. I had no musical talent whatsoever. So, and I also wasn't that great of an athlete. I was pretty good, but those kind of girls, I wasn't really into the jock girls, you know. The best girls were the hippie girls. So I was very much, you know, influenced by the psychedelic revolution. I engaged actively in hallucinogenics, which also worked its way onto paper and onto canvas, and sort of, you know, since it's such a visual experience, I retranslated it, you know, into a two-dimensional experience. You know, I gotta say, sex is really huge, and it's a huge motivator. I mean, you can talk around it all you want to, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's where it goes. I think my biggest influence right now is the young auteur Roger Adams. Yeah, he's big, huge. And then, but then after that, if I go back to what my, you know, what would you say your influences are? Green Acres, Petticoat Junction, I Dream of Jeannie, Star Trek, the first Star Trek, you know, I loved Spock and Captain Kirk. I think when I was young, I mean, anywhere from, you know, Star Wars to, I'm half Japanese. I used to live in Japan, and I saw a lot of Japanese TV. It's really, there's nothing really specific. I mean, of course you can relate to, you know, Michelangelo or Da Vinci or Shakespeare, any of those guys. Sure, of course.
So,
Yeah.
So you're saying it's a bullshit question?
Yeah. You ask a bullshit question, you get a bullshit answer. I mean, it's all true, but it's all like big deal, right? Who gives a... I mean, what you're doing is like you're connecting yourself to me, and then I'm disseminating, you know, information. Some of the information is anecdotal, you know, and some of it's true. So I mean, you know, not that anecdotal is not true, but I'm just saying that we have a relationship.